Hey everybody, welcome to a beautiful sunny day in Tokyo. That right there is Omotesando. This is the station where you can catch the Ginza, the Hanzomon, and the Choda line. Also in this direction where we're going to be going, we're going to hit up with the Harajuku JR station. We're going to walk through here, see what has actually changed over the last, I haven't been here in a very long time. I'm kind of excited to see this part of the city. And eventually, when we get from here, Omotesando, walking down Omotesando Avenue, which is the Champs-Élysées, they say, of Tokyo, we're going to see Harajuku, the big intersection at the end of the street, as well as these tree lines. This is where, during the Christmas time, it's illuminated with Christmas lights. It's beautiful. When the leaves do come in on the trees, eventually, it gets a lot darker. I do notice here on the streets, you see this, they do have trash cans, and these are like fortified trash cans. You have plastic bottles, PET bottles, cans. They eventually sort it out when they come to pick it up. So there's two of them. And then here for other garbage, this is stuff like plastics and bags. So if you're not quite sure, that should be the answer here. I think you don't have to touch the handle. This is very interesting. You can just, see this? Use your foot and it will open up right there, and then it's gone. I guess there's a way, solar panels on the top. I'm not sure what they're doing with that, but very interesting. You don't see these on the streets in Tokyo very often. All right, let's get moving here. This street has a ton of designer shops. Anniversary, which is a famous place. You'll see couples getting married coming out in white gowns every now and then, which is really beautiful. And then sometimes if you're walking at the right or the wrong time, you become a part of the wedding ceremony, which is very interesting. A lot of these buildings are new. Walking down the street, they've done a lot of renovations over the years. Basically, the property here is super expensive, so you want to make sure that you have the most beautiful building. And that's what this area is quite famous for. Across the street, we're starting to see it now. I don't know, is that the flagship? It's like a very big one. It's an Apple store, which looks really nice. Of course, they try to blend it in with the neighborhood over there. When you walk down this street, it comes in waves, the people. When the red lights change at the end, you'll get like a horde of people coming towards you, and then it kind of levels off. You see that we've got a dead area here, and they'll be coming back when the next light changes. Let me just give you an idea of where we started here. This map, this is Omotesando intersection. We're gonna be walking down Omotesando Avenue past Omotesando Hills. This used to be the Dojunkai Aoyama Apartments back in the day. They tore that down at the beginning of the 2000s, and it became this here. So this street in the back, you'll find some other shops. And in the alleys here, very famous for satellite shops, for fashion brands. You see you've got Shibuya City and then Minato City. So these are two of the 23 cities, wards that make up central Tokyo. And I don't know how, I guess it's about 500-600 meters, this street. There's a crosswalk that you can get over, and you get a really nice view. We'll go up there, take a look at it. And then at the end of the street, we have the intersection. This is where Meiji Jingu-mai, which is the Meiji Jingu, is the very famous shrine. It's huge. You got to go and see it if you're here in Tokyo. This is the train station, the Choda line. So you can walk. I don't think you can walk underground, but from here you can walk. I think now underground all the way to Harajuku JR station. And of course, this is Takeshita Street, very famous. We're going to be taking a look here as well. Let's get moving. I'm going to cross the street here. We're doing picture-in-picture today, so you can see me. So I have to keep the camera up. But they're selling a lot of stuff in there. There is a hidden Starbucks coffee shop down there, which 10 years ago used to be a thing, but my wife and I went in there once. We met a really rude person, so we kind of remember it based on who you meet. Kind of makes you remember where you go, right? If the service was bad, you kind of remember that for a long time. It wasn't the service; it was like a kind of a rude customer. But there used to be a Starbucks. Yeah, there it is down there. It's hidden. But the great thing with this Harajuku Avenue, this Omotesando Avenue here, go in the back streets behind the main street, and you're gonna see a ton of stuff. Because these businesses change, like, I don't think they last more than 5 years. The real estate is so expensive here that you basically have to do as much business as you can. If you start to lose business or the brand starts to fizzle, then basically you can't pay for your rent anymore. So you need something that's very, very trendy here to pay for the rent. There's another trash can. Interesting. Everybody is wandering on the alley here, the main street here, but the alleys here you see are so quiet. They tore down this building here. This used to be the Niigata satellite store for Niigata Prefecture, and they sold a lot of Japanese sake. That's interesting. So this also used to be a Wayback Burger and a Moss Burger Cafe, and that's gone out of business now. I guess they're tearing it down. Above the lint, there was a American burger chain. I don't know why, but they asked me to go to their, I guess because I'm an influencer, they asked me to go to the event announcing that they were entering the Japanese market. And me and my friend Peter went to that. It was very interesting. They were targeting, and here's a restroom here, public restroom in Tokyo. This is one of the old remnants of the apartment complex from the 1920s that was put into here. I've done an episode on this in the past, but it's kind of neat to walk in here. You can go inside a little bit. There's some stores, but this is part of the history. This is what the street looked like back then, and now it's, of course, more modern. Dojunkan. I like that they've preserved it. They kept it feeling like it did back in the 1930s, I guess. You see the ivy growing on the side of it to make it look a little bit more Western. But a lot of artists lived here. Now, I don't think artists could really afford to live here unless you are you have a lot of rich benefactors, and that would be the only way you could live across the street from Louis Vuitton. Did I pronounce that right? All right, this is Omotesando Hills on the right side. I've been in there maybe 8 or 9 times. Not a lot over the last 20 some years. It's just there's not a lot. There's no stores that I would really interest me in any way whatsoever. I go in there maybe to use the restroom. They don't even have, I don't even think they have any food in there. If they do a really poor job of marketing it. Most of the food stuff that would be affordable would be outside the alleys, the cafes. They're really good. There's a lot of donuts. I don't know why they have donuts in Omotesando, but there's a ton of donut shops in the, like, really oshare, trendy donuts. Oshare means, I guess, stylish or trendy. Here's the entrance to the Omotesando Hills. And this goes downhill. You can see it's a slope. They have a Hokkaido food fair going on. On the side here, these are kind of like benches. You see there are smoking areas here, dedicated smoking areas. So if you want to smoke, make sure you're in a smoking area, or you can be fined. These are kind of like seats here, right? Kind of like a weird bench area. The reason why you can't leave drinks on there, because you can't leave trash or drinks on them. It's a pretty creative design. So it keeps the city clean. But I think because of all the tourists that come here, they had to add in the trash cans because the locals then would complain. On the right side, and they apparently don't have it now, is there used to be water that flowed underneath here. I guess they do that at certain times, or maybe just during the rainy season now. But when they opened it up, they had flowing water going down there. And you can hear this in the background, this subtle trickle of water, which is kind of relaxing. But you can't really hear it with all the traffic here. It's more in the night, the morning time. You hear it a lot better. But now there's nothing. Rimowa, that's a suitcase company. The best of the best is usually represented here. So if you have an office in Omotesando, if you're a startup business and you have an office here, people will assume that you have a lot of money or you're quite successful or you have a really good backing. That's probably why you want to have an office in Omotesando if you live here in Tokyo, but I gotta be honest with you, it's really not worth it. And people these days in the digital era, since the pandemic ended, having an office in a really prestigious place does not give you any more, make your business seem more successful. It's all now about the data and the sales, etc. Right on the left side of the roads here. Basically, I think there's a police box here. There's no way you can really ride your bicycle on this road anyways. Let me see. From the bottom here, if you look up, you get that really cool view of all those people walking. Sometimes you see them in the movies, shots from New York. You'll get that here in Omotesando. So when I have to do location scouting for foreign media that comes here, I used to do that a lot before YouTube. I would pick out spots for them to film at. A lot of them are already well known, but one of them that I would tell the DPs and all the other producers that come here, the showrunners, is that this is a really cool spot. If you look back up, hold on a second. I think let's wait until we get to the end of the street. You look back up and you get this really amazing view. There's another trash can. Wow, there's a lot of them. Very clean here, isn't it? So a couple of things I wanted to show. This is one of the alleys here. So walking down here, you would see a lot of the satellite shops. It gets a lot more relaxed. Maybe we'll get to take a look through here, but I wanted to take you up the steps. We're gonna look down the road here. The worst is when people have their smartphones and they're watching their smartphones and walking up the steps or up the escalators, and they're so slow and it's dangerous. Don't do that. Put your phone away. If you want to look at it, the best thing is to go to the side and do it, or just wait until you're on the train. But I've noticed that walking and traffic patterns in Tokyo have gotten slower over the last 5 or 6 years because of that. All right, here we go. From up here, you do get a pretty neat bird's eye view from the crosswalk. You will find people with smartphones taking pictures here. All right, that's our goal right there. That is Harajuku intersection there, one of them. Nice sunny day, warm. There's Kiddieland over there. The bottom left of your screen here. There used to be a Shakey's Pizza, which is out of business, which is a shame. You can get all you could eat pizza for lunch sometimes. I'm gonna cross the street here because this is a Ralph Lauren. It's a nice old looking building. It's the other way of the street. You can see Omotesando quite well here. Omotesando Hills. But Omotesando, basically all this area on the left and the right of it, going into the back. Very famous for artists. But I'm taking you this way so you can get a look at Katsudori, Cat Street. Take a quick look. I think that this is also, if you're going to be going to Omotesando, you're probably going to want to go to Cat Street. Katsudori. Let's see, I haven't seen any restaurants here yet. There we go. Katsudori. I think almost every other time I come here, there is a basket of cats here. There's some owner who has a cart, and they have about 30 kittens or whatever. Was it cats or dogs? Cats, because Cat Street. I don't know, it's like the official mascot of the Cat Streets maybe, but they're not here today. Well, maybe you'll see them if you walk down the street here. Let's go take a look. This is also a really convenient street because if you just keep going straight, you get dumped right into Shibuya, about 200-300 meters, which is like, I don't know, 4 minutes away from Shibuya Station. So you really don't need to take the Yamanote line one stop to get to Shibuya. You can walk it from one station to the next in about 15 minutes. But this is such an amazing walk because you'll see a bunch of, I think there's a takoyaki stand. There's a steak place that Kanai and I have been to. Matt Alt and Patrick Galbraith, two of my buddies. We last time I went there was with them, and we had some really good. Well, there's like a sake shop here. Japanese sake, you can taste it. Hey, I can smell it too. Cool. And if I could smell it, that means the pollen's not too bad today because it just rained. See, the alleys in the back here are really nice. This is where the Kanko Japanese School Uniform Company has an office here, and I filmed once wearing a gakuran. If you want to see that, there's an episode in this channel with that, but slightly embarrassing, but very informational. The Matcha Tokyo. Again, all of these businesses on Cat Street, the rent is super high because it's like the cars can come here, but it's more or less a pedestrian street. There's a lot of foot traffic that go between here and Harajuku, so there's a coffee shop right there between them, you see. Interesting. Yeah, here's the takoyaki shop. A lot of people sitting around eating it. Try not to make a mess. So yeah, let's see if the prices are reasonable for Omotesando. Yeah. The shio negi mayonnaise is 700 yen. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just the spicy one. It says very spicy. That's tempting. Candy. They know this is a lot of younger people are here, so I never understood that though. If young people are here, none of them can really afford most of the stuff on these streets. I guess it's about just branding. I don't know if you get a lot of people to buy this stuff, but it's good to have a store here. So this is a flavor of Cat Street. There's an Adidas, Oakley, Burton. I guess that's a ski shop. A couple of cafes and restaurants down in that direction. But let's go down the alley here. It's a beautiful day, so we can get lost a little bit. See if we get found on the other side. This is kind of neat here. Do you see? Just want to take a step back. You don't see too many of these in this area anymore. This is a yaoya, or vegetable stand, family run. Been here for a very long time. Most of these people have sold their businesses because the rent is really high or they can't find a successor. However, there are a lot of residential areas in this part of Harajuku, so people come here and actually buy their fruits and vegetables, and many of them have established relationships with the restaurants for a very long time. If you are in this area, you have to stop here and see my friends. It's very curious. Do you see? This is I didn't think I would, I kind of forgot that it was here. You can actually rent school uniforms and start walking around. That would confuse people. But there you go. There's a sailor fuku. Any of you would wear that? I don't think you have to be a certain age. You just wear it. But this is the Kanko Harajuku Select Shop, and it's very interesting. That's where I put on my gakoran. That's really cool. You can see here. Oh, I know those girls. They were in my video. Those girls were in my video. Did you guys see that one? Very cool. Yeah, if you didn't see my Japanese school uniforms explained episode, it's very, very informative. I went really deep into that one. These streets do not go straight. So it looks like you're wrapping around, but maybe you're not. It's very easy to get lost back here. So wandering around, make sure you don't have an appointment to get to. Look who it is. It's our friend and everyone's friend if you're in the Los Angeles area, but Yankees fans might not like him, although he's very hard to dislike. The world champion and 3-time MVP winner, Shohei Ohtani, representing. I used to see more Yankees hats when I got here 25 years ago, and I see more Dodgers hats now. All right, this little side street here where the tourists are, let's just take a really quick look-see. I don't know what makes this ramen shop so special, but it does have a vending machine, and I've never seen locals eat here. But the menu looks really good. Hold on. Here you go. Yeah, 2,000 yen for a bowl of ramen, forget it. That's 2,000 yen for a bowl of ramen. Those are foreigner prices. Those are foreigner prices. No way. There's no way I would ever pay that. That looks good. This is a gyoza shop here. Wow. That ramen is more down to earth. 1,300 yen. This one with some gyoza. I don't know, that place must be famous or something. Walk around a bit. I don't know, that's 2,000 yen for ramen. That's where I'm not being cheap. I'm just not going to encourage that kind of pricing. What are they putting, like Wagyu on it? That's a stupid idea. If you add the name Wagyu in front of something, I should just call this channel Wagyu. Wagyu in Japan. I don't know. It just, all of a sudden it becomes more expensive. Something going on here. All right. It's, abort! So it sounded like when I got spanked for doing something bad, which was kind of often in my teenage years. What is the age limit on spanking? First of all, parents don't do that anymore, and it was actually not very often that I got spanked, but when I did, I earned it. I really did. I earned my spankings. All right, this has been here forever. I want to say just a shout out to the Fridays. I go in there maybe once every 2 years, but the last time I went there, it was awful. That was in Chiba though, not at this location. It was near Tokyo Disneyland, they had one. It was the worst Fridays experience I've ever had. Bathrooms hadn't been cleaned. The food looked like they'd gotten it out of the deep freezer. So I haven't been back in about 6 years, but I used to go like once a year just to make sure that they were still around, because it's nice to have that around, you know. When you're an expat, you've been living here for a while, it's nice to have it around, but not if they have food like that. I'm sure it's better now because they got more customers. But yeah, that was Fridays. Ooh, redemption. Just the problem is my wife Kanai, she doesn't want to go and eat there anymore. It was so bad. And you know what? The restaurant was mostly empty, and they put us in the worst possible seat, like in the corner, in the back, in a dark part of the restaurant. I couldn't understand it. We didn't complain or anything. Maybe we should have. But is it on us? Onitsuka Tiger. Wow. That's very cool. When you shoes should be treated like jewelry. All right, this is the building that's under construction. What used to be a Jonathan's back in the day. And now we are at Harajuku. You can tell. It's a lot more people. It feels a lot more crowded. That's the new Tokyo Plaza. It's a beautiful store, isn't it? Look at that. Shopping mall, a lot of stores inside there. Looks like a park. I love the trees coming out of it. And then across the street, you have the other Tokyo store. This has been opened up for a lot longer. Doesn't have quite the look to it, but there is a secret Starbucks up on the roof. But I give them too much free advertising for somebody who doesn't really go there anymore. Like, it's because it's a place where you can sit down, and there's doesn't feel like that all the time in Tokyo. This was very famous coming down the escalators, but they've covered it up with blue so it doesn't have that same glass look to it. I wonder what's going on, some kind of campaign. There's very famous escalators in Tokyo. I'm surprised that Aussie burrito place is still there. I stopped going there though. I prefer frijoles. Fresher ingredients at the frijoles, and it's a local business. Frijoles is Japan owned. Both of them are pretty good though. I mean, it's a burrito. I'd say, you know what, 10 years ago, you really didn't have much choice. It was, this came in, I guess, what was it, about maybe 15 years ago? 10 years ago? Something like that? First Taco Bell came in. Then this place, but Frijoles is the original. They had a shop in Azabu-Juban. All the expats knew, all the foreigners, all the Americans that lived in Tokyo knew where Frijoles was. All right, this way will take you to Shibuya as well, in this direction. Underground is the Futakushin line. Futokushin, yeah. I've taken that 3 times in all my years. Because you have the Yamanote line, which competes going between Ikebukuro and Shibuya. And everything in between, I really don't have any business to go there. So, I remember when they were building it though, this whole street was under construction for what was like 10 years. It feels like yesterday. That used to be the American Eagle underground, but it looks like they've moved that location. I think they're only online now. There's a Kurazushi conveyor belt sushi shop inside there. That's kind of new. Kinda. We're walking down here. I'm going to show you a little bit of the Harajuku's Takeshita Street. There's the burrito. It's like you can almost smell it. It's all. The thing with this burrito place is they don't make it like Chipotle, so it takes forever. Whereas Frijoles has a line. When you get there, they make the burrito right in front of you, so you get it so much faster. And I think the price is cheaper, and the portions are bigger. You can tell I am not Japanese. Just, yeah, talk about burritos all day. Are those still trendy? The UGG boots. It was like 20 years ago, wasn't it? No, 15 years ago. The UGG boots were the thing. Everybody wanted an UGG boot. All the ladies, they looked ugly. But they're very comfortable though, right? There you go. This is new, the Fender's guitar store. They've torn down a lot of these old buildings, and you can see they put up new ones. These weren't really here too long ago. The Galaxy store is kind of new, but we're talking in all this within the last like 5-6 years. There's going to be more change. There are going to be more changes. This looks like definitely a 19 bubble era building. Some of these other ones probably come down. Everything that's 50 years or older, probably going to start to come down soon. There's a New Balance wow, that's really pretty in there. New Balance is representing in Japan more. You see that? So they do have a shop here, but I've actually come for a particular reason. This is where ASICS has their flagship store, and before I run the marathon in 2 weeks, oh my goodness, I thought I would just go take a look and see maybe I could get a new pair of running shorts or something. We'll see what I find in there. You can see there's a building that used to be here that's gone. This is the front of Takeshita Dori, and it's changed so much because Santa Monica and AC/DC Rags were in kind of a battle for a piece of property that was right here. And for decades, they wouldn't sell AC/DC Rags. I did a video on it. I might bring that out of the archives again. But in the end, Santa Monica Crepes, I believe, bought them out or something. They had to sell, just the pressure was too much. But that kind of took the identity. That's when this place jumped the shark. I'm gonna take you down here. Here's the ASICS flagship store. Flagship store. So I'm gonna go in here. Wow! You can see there's Japan jackets in there. Whoa. Wow. All right, let me just take you down here for a little bit, and that should end our very cool walk. A little update on what Harajuku looks like in 2026 of February. There you go. Lotteria went out of business. This is big news. And they didn't just shut down the shops. Another group within Lotteria bought it out and changed it from Lotteria to Zetteria. And you know what? It's not a bad thing because the food looks so much better. Check it out. And the system looks like it's changed too. It's a little bit easier. You're using touchscreen menus, which can change the language to order. So that's all really good. So, oh wow, the entrance to the Harajuku shop is through here. That's interesting. I thought the flagship store was in Ginza, but they do have another one there, just not quite as big as this one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where are you visiting from?
Seattle.
From Seattle. Oh, very cool.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just say thank you. We watch all the time.
Well, thank you. Bye. From Seattle, they said. That's cool. They recognize my voice. I do a lot of talking. It's true. It's true. All right, a lot of the Korean street food on here has just proliferated to another level here. It basically looks the same, but do you see there's this ruggedness to Harajuku, which the Takeshita Street, which really gives it its identity. But if I pan here, you start to see the buildings are just too new, and it's starting to look more like a theme park. And that's what I don't like about Takeshita Street, and why I rarely come here nowadays. It just looks more and more like a theme park, and less like this. The 1960s, the history of it, where satellite fashion and youth fashion started off right here. You get less and less of that. My friends, even at ACDC Rags, I believe, ended up putting a shop up here, right? Or at least in one of the stores here. Harajuku, they have another, in the next intersection, they have a shop up there, but this used to be the Sankyu Mato, and that's gone now too. Sankyu Mato, everything was 390 yen. Sankyu, you get it? Thank you, Sankyu. 3, Sankyu, 9, Sankyu very much, 39. You know, all the kids, they're doing that thing with the number 6 and the number 7, right? They should start the next trend is the number 3 and the number 9. Sankyu, Sankyu. I hope I didn't start something right here. Sankyu very much. That's 3-9 in Japanese. I'm here to help. Don't show your kids this episode. All right, guys, take care. That's all I got for you. This is an upload. I appreciate it. This month's postcards are on the way. If you want one, they're of the Hime Bijin, the biggest strawberry variety in Japan. I'm going back there this week to go see Okuda-san, the owner, the founder of it. And got a bunch of releases coming. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you are coming to Japan and you'd like to contact me about some travel advice, join me on Patreon. I usually give my Patreon some extra support by personally answering their questions to help them to plan their trips, which is great. We got a bunch of people coming in March, of course, with the cherry blossom. So thanks for joining me on this walking adventure down Harajuku. I hope this was informational and fun for you. See you again in the next one. Mata ne.